2 years ago, I told him that gold is somebody's private business. All of this money is you appropriating to gold and nothing.
Excuse me. This is not Parliament.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Hi, I'm Amanza Walton Desir, and I am your personality of the week. Amanza's at home, puttering around the house, finding something to declutter, or simply binge watching some very good series on Netflix or BET+. The night agent. Peter's been up to some things. I'm not done yet, so don't spoil it for me. Politicians are people. If you say road trip, Amanza is there. I want to go to Stonehenge because I've always been fascinated by those types of things. I love Lauryn Hill. I need you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I love you, baby. My mother was a teacher, right? She taught at the same school that I went to as a child in primary school. This is Leeds Village, Quarantine, Berbice. So Joy Walton now. We walked to school because we lived within walking distance. So it rained that particular evening. Now anybody who knows the countryside knows that you have a main road and then you have back dam. And most times there's always a parallel track to the main road in the back dam. So the back dam was a shorter way to school. And so mommy said, I'm leaving for school. Y'all do not walk in the back dam because it is wet. Walk on the main road. So we walked in the back dam, and so by the time we got to school, we were muddied and our shoes were full of mud. And my mother clearly had announced to the entire school that Amanza isn't to school yet, I am waiting for her. So she had the entire school lined up behind her, waiting for me to get to school. And I got the rod of correction was applied to us, you know. I was like, wow, mommy, you actually, she said, I told you, and I said to you that if you all walk there and you dirty your boots, you're gonna get that. She said, never forget it. One of the things that it taught me though, to be humble. The history of Linden, from being a mining town, from being exposed very early to segregation, because if you know Linden, you'll understand about Richmond Hill and Fairsless and who lived on the flats and who lived over the river. And so we were a people that we grappled with a lot of issues directly that have not necessarily affected the entire Guyana. And I think it makes us an astute people, and it makes us a people who are able to understand the nuances of situations. And then outside of that, we're just very competitive. This is why we win nationals almost every year. This is why, you know, some of the best debaters come from Linden. Some people say it has something to do with the bauxite dust. I don't know, but we're just good. I believe Viola Davis. She's intense and she's very intentional about what she does. And then when she acts, she has this way that she becomes the character in a way that I've seen very few people. There's an ease that comes with just being yourself and being authentically you that makes what you do easy. I think also it's a question of purpose. I say to people, if you don't think politics is your purpose, which by the way, if you were to ask me 10 years ago would I get into politics, it would be a resounding no. Constitutional reform, one that does away with this winner takes all politics, one that sees every Guyanese feeling as if they have a place at the table, one that sees every Guyanese feeling heard and valued. No one can advocate for me the way I can. I am a woman. I am a black woman. I'm a black woman with locks. I'm also a mother. I'm also a sister. I'm also a survivor. So there's so many paradigms that inform the way I advocate. Motherhood has been one of the most blessed events of my life and one of the most challenging things. Your children provide a mirror to you like nobody else can, right? So I have two sons, and in each of them you see some things and you're like, oh my God. And then you, in your quiet moments, you're like, oops, well, that's me, right there. So they provide a very interesting mirror for you to evaluate yourself. My motivation is not externally driven. It comes from me deciding that when I show up in a space, I want to show up as the best version of myself. To me, I'm always Amanza. Like I said, what you see is what you get. So the idea of celebrity, influencer, I don't think of myself in that way at all. I think overarchingly though, it's the sense of responsibility that comes with that, right? Because it's the realization that, okay, I have this platform. What am I doing with it? Am I waking up this morning to serve me and my needs? Or am I going to use this to impact life? I really don't meditate on things that I fear. What I try to do is to reframe the way I look at things. And in that mental reframing, I find that that helps me. I get frustrated with nonsense. And I detest people insulting people's intelligence. That she made a positive difference. And when we look at the landscape of Guyana, we will record that there was a woman named Amanza who was unafraid to stand up and speak up for what she believed in, and to speak truth to power, and to challenge us to look at ourselves, to start with the man in the mirror. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to make your life better. Nobody is coming to be the voice of reason and of encouragement that you have to be for yourself. That you cannot outsource your struggle. Biggest lesson that I've learned. I love Sammy. I also love Carlvin. I love Kwesi. You know, I think for me, I have the ability to appreciate the uniqueness that everyone brings. And so I am able to appreciate at a really deep level. Kwesi has one with, when I was a little boy, I'm still in the game, right? Make too nice in the neighborhood, get vexed and call over Dwayne, tell the music run in the vein. Odessa or Carlvin? Because Odessa can make me laugh, right? The girl is she's just funny, yo. But also she has a heart for people if you get to know her. And, you know, Carlvin has an earnestness about his music and the way he performs and I've seen so many of his sets. And even though he sometimes is singing the same songs, the energy that he brings is always so fresh. God uses people to bless us. And so very often we cut ourselves off from so many blessings. Because, oh, I don't like she because she don't, you don't know those two, the interactions that they had. You don't know the energy that informed that interaction. And so many times we miss out on some of our greatest blessings because we prejudge people and we do not have the courage to step away from the pack and get to know people for ourselves. Get to know people for yourself.